Good morning, everyone. Welcome to
Hi, how are
welcome
you,
to a
Sharon?
different coffee with Jody and Sharon. Jen is away this week, taking some time off work, so our colleague Jody is joining us, which is fun. And today we're going to be talking about those little things that are keeping us going in this midwinter, mid pandemic time. And I'll start by saying the reason we're 7, 8 minutes late, whatever that is that my Dell computer was not sparking joy. Um, but we're making it work. We're here now. And I just want to start also by saying, as we're talking, just pop the things in the comments that you're loving right now, little things. Because we don't have anything big right now. We just have those day-to-day things that make us happy.
That is true. And while I was waiting for Dell and Sharon, which I'm grateful for, that I did not have to go through the technological stress that Sharon had this morning, I was just reading something that sparked joy for me, which was kind of doing a deep dive into my new favorite poet, Amanda Gorman, and finding
Oh,
like details of her life. So I'll just put that out there, that was a certainly joyful poem. Well, I don't want to say joyful, but it was a powerful poem that I keep thinking about every day, and I love kind of all the articles that and things that I'm learning about her. So that's been something that's been fun for me. But anyway, Sharon, how about you? What's on your list?
okay. Well, a few little things. I have, my kids are 10, 13, and 15. So we're trying to just add a little festivity. And my kids, at least my younger two, are still at the age where they're willing to pitch in and like get on board. If I say we're having a party for no reason at all,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, yes, can we have a dessert baking contest? Actually, my oldest participated in that too. So the 15 and 13-year olds decided for inauguration day to have a chocolate dessert baking contest. So that started the day before, and they had to negotiate over the mixer, and we had to make sure we had enough chocolate in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's so
and
awesome.
it was
And
just a
you get great results too.
yeah.
So.
I don't know if you can hear that background noise because my husband is also sharing. That's loud. Sorry, people. Um, so my youngest also got in on the action and made us patriotic fruit skewers. So that was one thing, and we're trying to figure out when the next mini party can be. So
I've got a suggestion for you because we've been discussing it at our house.
yeah,
We've got a really big holiday coming up next week,
we do
Groundhog
Groundhog
Day.
Day. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. So what are you
yeah.
gonna what are we gonna do?
Well, I'm not sure. My son is very excited because he's in a vaccine trial. And so that's the day that he goes in for his second shot, which he's
Ooh.
hoping is a vaccine. But he's already mentioned to us that we need to have some kind of celebration that day. So
Well,
um,
it should probably involve viewing the movie Groundhog Day, right?
perhaps, although I feel like I've been living that movie for the last 10 months, but it might be fun to watch. So
Well, we can commiserate with Bill Murray then, right?
yeah, that's not so bad.
Smashing the
Exactly.
alarm clock when he wakes up yet again and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's got to be some foods that go with that too. I would love to float that idea. I didn't even
Yeah.
think of Groundhog Day.
I could check with some people here who may have that movie memorized, and I could get back to you on what delicacies we could prepare.
And then
But
we have the Super Bowl. Even if you don't like football, it's an excuse to,
mm-hmm.
eat in the living room or, watch the Puppy Bowl. Don't they have a Puppy and Kitten Bowl if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl or it's at halftime?
I think they do. I think it's like concurrent, like, and it's part of the commercials or whatever. But yeah, so um, yeah, it's interesting. I do have mixed feelings in some ways about professional sports during a pandemic, but I cannot deny that they have brought joy to my house. Whether it's well, my husband has moved around a lot, and so he roots for a lot of teams besides the our hometown ones. And so it's kind of nice that everybody kind of ramps up to watch that team or cheer them on, or so it's been a nice little, I guess, escape. And as you said, it's the small things that are good. So I have another cookie story for you, baking. um, in our house, I have, since before my kids are older, but I have baked the same chocolate chip cookies to the point where I don't even look at the recipe or measure
Mhm.
anything. But since before they were born, and they, I would send them to them in college every once in a while. In fact, one time I sent them and one of my sons didn't open them, so he didn't get them anymore. But, or they're another son, they are what he wants for his birthday. He's not a cake person. He wants the cookies and everything. And, I make them usually for special occasions. And every once in a while I tried a new recipe just to see, and it always gets shot down. But last week I found a recipe. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to see. And I kind of did it stealthily because I didn't want anyone to know that I was messing with things. And I put it together and made it. And it was like, I don't know, I want to say like 9:30 on Friday when I pulled the first batch out of the oven, and they were gone. I mean, they barely made it to the cooling rack. And it was just, but it was such a moment for everyone, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So not only were they a hit, but they were just one of those, like, kind of like happy, here we are eating, cookies on a Friday night, moment that it was great. So that was a good moment in our
Is it
house. So
is it any surprise that a lot of these little pleasures involve food?
yeah, I know, I know. Well, I've also, and I think Sharon, you may have spoken about this once, but I think just the grayness in this time of year, I've really been thinking about ways to kind of just pump myself up, because I feel like not that we are the source, but that in some ways we set the tone a little bit in our house, like our energy level, and it's hard to kind of be up all the time. So I have resorted to a half hour of reading when I wake up in the morning, like
Ooh.
in the bed. And I think you might have said that before,
I
but
have done that before
yeah.
because you're awake, but you don't have to quite get out of bed yet.
Yeah, and it makes me feel like I mean, not, it makes me feel that I've done something fun, already, and the
Mhm.
day has barely begun. And so, yeah, I've just really, so that has been a nice little spark for me, I will say.
You
So,
know what else is fun? The grocery store flowers. Um, around they're usually like $5 to $8 a bunch, and
hmm
they provide so much color on these gray days that we're having.
hmm
It's really nice.
that's so funny. I was in the grocery the other weekend, and this woman who, for whatever reason, I kept running into her. You know what I mean? We must have
Yeah.
been on the same, and she had these beautiful flowers. And I said, I kept, like, was talking to her all the way through. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. I didn't get any, but you're right. I mean, even her flowers in her cart gave me joy. So I imagine bringing some home would be good too. But that's
I,
so fun. That's really funny.
I even
So,
feel that way sometimes. If I bought fruits and vegetables and I look at my cart, first of all, I always feel like so grateful when I look at my cart and I know
mhm,
I can buy groceries.
right.
I don't know. It's just it's an amazing thing when you think about it. Um, but the colorfulness of it too. There's a pleasure in just bringing home this rainbow of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really good when you're having those chocolate desserts that you can eat the rainbow before,
That's true.
right?
That's true. I
So,
heard for Valentine's Day that the girls are planning to dip fruit in chocolate, so that makes it healthy, right?
right. Absolutely. It's all about it's balance. We're talking about finding the balance here.
Yeah.
So, if anything, so, um, what else? I'm trying to think.
Well,
My daughter just left for her semester at school. Even though her school is virtual, she's potting up with some of her friends and everything else. And so, one thing that gives us both a lot of joy, I send her a video every day of our dog, and she just loves it. And it's actually turned out to be fun because I have to figure out the right moment that I want to capture, our pandemic pet project, who is now our permanent pet. But so that's been fun. And then, but the deal is that I send her a video and she has to either send me a picture or a video too.
oh,
So
that's
so
so
that's,
fun.
yeah, yeah, so
Yeah,
that has been nice.
the pets are the real heroes of the pandemic.
Maybe.
Now, we didn't get a pet during the pandemic. We had two cats that we adopted shortly before that. So
Uh-huh.
we've kind of thought about the dog situation, but I don't know. We're things are pretty good with these two guys, and they get as much attention as any dog, and the one follows my husband around like a dog. So
Yeah, we have a neighbor whose cat, like he walks his dogs and his cat. So I think I'm not a huge cat person, but I see that they have potential. Yeah, no, it is true. The pets do seem to provide some kind of comfort and joy. My husband last night was sitting on the couch watching something, but what he really said is, I just needed my McKenna time. And he was, just, they were lying there together, and they were both so, they were both so content.
hmm
So I think, whatever it takes right now. But
right.
it was a cute scene. I should have videoed that, but I had
We're
already done my video for the day. So, oh well. Um, so,
we're enjoying our outdoor wildlife too. There's not as much in the winter, but apparently Jody and I both live in near Cleveland, which is right on the shore of Lake Erie. And apparently there's been a snowy owl hanging out on the Lake Erie lakeshore.
oh,
And
really?
so I think we're going to plan an outing to go owl hunting. We want to
Uh-huh.
see it because they don't usually come down from Canada this far.
Huh.
So it's like it would be a real treat. It's kind of on my bucket list. But
Yeah.
otherwise, we're just like spotting any little wildlife we can on these nature walks because they're so good for our moods, even in the wintertime. So
Yeah.
kind of
Uh,
collecting what we can.
yeah. For whatever reason, our neighborhood, we have a lot of deer in it. And so I am lucky enough to have this. I was just looking to see if they're there. I have my own pod of deer that kind of come hang out in our backyard. And it's great. They're just, they are so relaxed. They hang out there. Everything goes well until the dog looks out the window and sees them. And our other dog, they were friends. She made no reaction. But this dog is a little bit more of a, gets a little more excited. And so, the deer don't move, but you're watching it and you're negotiating it. But it is kind of like a cool little, they usually come just every afternoon. They have nap time there or something. And in the summer they have snacks, but right now no snacks for them. So, but yeah, it is nice. So,
Well, I would love to hear what is everybody else is loving right now. And as one blogger that I follow put it, what's saving your life right now?
oh,
Like, is it your
yeah,
tea or your call with a friend or whatever it might be, your cozy pajamas?
yeah,
I want to hear about it, and I think we all do.
yeah.
Um,
And,
oh, we have Diana saying we really enjoyed our bird feeders.
oh,
I have to admit that's on my list too. I love seeing the birds come, and so do the cats.
exactly. Yeah. So, and I also, this is completely off topic, but I just want to remind everyone that, we at Your Teen, we've been really kind of digging into some of the questions that we've all had. And a big one has been surrounding kind of college and what's happening. And if you've got a kid in high school and if you're thinking about college, we had a great interview with Ron Lieber, who's a New York Times columnist, and his book, I think either yesterday or today, just
Yesterday.
yesterday, called The Price You Pay for College, or I think that,
Yep.
and it's just a fabulous book. It's really, he did some incredible research, asked tough questions, and has really good information. So if you're interested at all, I'm going to put the link in the comments. But we've got these interviews, and then we also
Jody, I think that one is coming up on Groundhog Day. In fact,
oh, right, that's
isn't
what we're
it
going to
February
celebrate
2nd?
on Groundhog
Yeah.
Day. You can celebrate because we have a live Q&A session with him, where you don't even have to watch the videos ahead, but if you want to, and then he will answer any questions that you have about the college process, everything from finding the right fit to how you pay for it to how you talk to your kids about it. He's really, I would say, certainly knows his stuff. And
I'm going to be there
if
for sure.
yeah,
Because
and if there's
I'm
one
heading
thing
into
that
that.
yeah, and if there's one thing that maybe gives all of us joy, it's knowing things. And in a year where we have had so much uncertainty and not been able to know, I look for those opportunities as well. So,
Right.
but I will put that in comments after.
And we down the line. We are going to have some more exciting college stuff coming pretty soon.
Right. So
stay tuned.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So what else? Anything else? Any last things? One other thing, a new little thing that I'm enjoying is chai tea that
Ooh.
I always thought I had to go out for it, but I found some that I can make at home. So that's I've never been really a hot beverage person. I don't drink coffee, believe it or not, naturally caffeinated. But every once in a while, I just kind of sit there. And what I like more about it is just that it just makes me sit still for a minute. I wrap my hands around that warm mug and I just kind of like, it's just a moment. I
Hmm.
should probably do it more. I'm sure the people in my house would tell me I should have tea, several times a day if that's what it's going to do for me. But every once in a while, it's good so far. So
Awesome. Well, everybody weigh in and hang in there, and um, we'll
yeah,
see you
we're
soon.
closer to the other
Thanks.
side, I think, at least pandemic wise. I think we might be. So,
Thank you for joining us again, Jody. We're
well, thanks for
glad to
having
have
me,
you.
and glad that Jen got a chance to get away. That's her way to
Hmm.
find joy too. So it's good. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Take
Take
care,
care.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.